Good morning, Texas, and hello. I'm Natasha Verma. For some of you guys who are already making plans for spring break, why don't you consider Sherwood Forest Faire? It's a Renaissance festival here in Austin, or near Austin. I'm joined with the Director of Entertainment, Mr. Zane Baker.
Pleased to see you.
How are you doing? And I'm also here with an actor in the fair, Mr. Leslie Snyder. How are you doing?
Quite well.
Great.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about your costumes. I know everyone here is dressed up. Tell me a little about it. Who are you? Who's your character?
I am Robin Hood, also known as Robert of Locksley in other circles. And here I am, defender of those who are oppressed by the evil sheriff and the Dark Lord Guy of Gisborne.
Who we have with us here.
Oh, yeah? And who are you?
I come up with a name, and I play as a character, and I get in the voice and the costume and all that just to help lead the troops. But really, I'm not. My name is Autolycus, and that's just something I picked up out of Shakespeare. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with Robin Hood stories. And some days I dress as a pirate and I hang out with the pirates, and other times I dress like this, and I'm an official merry man.
Very interesting. And how about you guys? What are you dressed as?
Oh, right. I'm William Alexander, and I'm dressed as Sir Guy of Gisborne, the arch rival of Robin Hood, and I will kill him eventually.
He keeps trying.
I'm Lydia Pilot, and I'm Maid Marian, and we get married during the day. So.
I'm Cecil Roop, and I play the character of Gilbert of the White Hand, and I protect Robin Hood from the sheriff and as he walks through the forest.
Very interesting. You guys are a really fun group, just as in character and everything. So tell me a little bit about the fair. I know you were telling me earlier it's not Renaissance, but it's before Renaissance.
Well, in most of the history books, the Renaissance starts in the 12 or 1300s, which is the 13th and 14th century. We're actually 12th century, and the year of Sherwood Forest Faire is 1190. But that is arguably early Renaissance, so we still call ourselves a Renaissance festival, but we're about 400 years previous to the storyline of most of the Renaissance festivals that you've heard of. Most of them have King Henry VIII as the king, and our king is King Richard, who's away on holiday, crusade. He's away at the Crusades, and so politically, Prince John, the usurper, is oppressing the people by using his Sheriff of Nottingham and the evil guys like Sir Guy of Gisborne. They're not all called Guy, but they are evil guys. And so they're oppressing the people, and so the real leader of England, or at least Nottinghamshire in England at the time, is Robin Hood. And he's the champion of the people, and his love is Maid Marian, and we keep that storyline going all day long.
Very cool. And so tell me a little bit of how this got started. How did the fair get started?
Well, in general, Renaissance festivals started in the 1960s, and they started over in California. But very shortly thereafter, maybe 5 years after the first Renaissance Festival opened, the really, really big Renaissance Festival called Texas Renaissance Festival opened close to Houston. And that one's been going for some 36 years or so. And that's where I got my start in Renaissance festivals. And my boss, who's also my uncle, Eric Todd, the founder of Sherwood Forest Renaissance Festival, he and I got our start at Texas Renaissance Festival. George Appling, our partner in Renaissance festivals, has probably got his start there too, but he got his start as a patron and one of the people who goes and is an enthusiast of going to the Renaissance Festival, but we were on the other side of the counter, as it was, for we were selling jewelry. And business has been open there for some 18 or 19 years, and probably 3 or 4 years ago we started having the idea we wanted to start our own Renaissance Festival, and ended up deciding that Austin really needed a Renaissance Festival close by, and so we searched for a piece of land and found just a beautiful one, and we've been developing it for the last 3 or 4 years, though we opened just 1 year ago for our inaugural year, and it really knocked the socks off of the enthusiasts I was talking about. They really were excited about it, and this year it's even more ready for them.
Yeah, no, Renaissance Fest was a lot of fun. I went to one when I was 7, and the experience was so much fun. I ate turkey legs, saw everyone in character. It was just really a lot of fun. So tell me a little bit about the attractions. Now, I went when I was 7, but is there things to do for someone who's, say, in their mid-20s or older, college students?
Certainly, that's part of the attraction of the Renaissance Festival. Is there's something for everybody. You know, the pony rides for kids that can't even talk yet, and there are bows and arrows for you know, all kinds of games for kids up to 12, 13, 14, and then when you know, you get to high school, college age, well, we've got all kinds of, you know, actual sword fighting shows and shows that are just a bit edgy, but no more than PG-13. So it's a good family show, but nevertheless, there's lots to do for everybody. And you know, we're like a regular town. You can go over here and drink beer, and you can go over there and ride ponies and all that sort of thing.
And you guys never break character, too.
Oh, certainly. No, you better not. You better not.
So, I mean, this is the real thing.
But I'll tell you some of the main attractions. Certainly the one that is the most sublime sort of thing we've got going is the joust. And we have quite... we have quite a rugged joust as they go. It's not pretend. They're not just falling off the horse for the heck of it, or they don't decide who's going to win the joust. These guys are actually running at each other with sticks and armor, heavy armor, trying to knock each other off the horse. And they're really trying to promote it as a sport. And so it was a sport back in the Renaissance, and they're trying to bring it back and go Olympic and all that kind of thing. We also have quite a lot of wonderful music. The Renaissance Festival has its own sort of genre of music, but these bands, they go all over the country, sometimes all over the world, and you can look on our website and learn more about them. To be fair to any of them, I won't mention any of them, to be fair to all of them, but certainly we have jugglers, comedians, all kinds of things going on our stages, not just the Robin Hood scenarios. And the crafters, lots of jewelry making, leather working, swords and shields and all these things. You'd wonder, you know, if there's even a market for them, but apparently there are. People like to suit out in Renaissance clothing and come and lose themselves in the Renaissance.
Yeah, and a lot of you guys, students who are interested in going to the Renaissance Fair, we have free tickets. We have a limited number, 20, and each are actually worth $15. We're giving them to you for free. So go ahead and email goodmorningtexas@yahoo.com and give us your information. And we're doing a little drawing. So the first 3 to email, we'll pick one out of that for each day until we can get all of our 20 tickets out. So, you know, if you're interested in coming out to the show, that'd be a great opportunity. And so tell me a little about how long this is going for. I know you told me that it's the weekend of spring break and you guys do it for weekends.
Well, it's 7 weekends in all, and we've already done 2. So the next 5 weekends we're open on Saturday and Sunday. However, on March 18th, which is during the time of most people's spring break, especially the University of Texas spring break, March 18th, 19th, and 20th, we'll be open that whole 3-day weekend, starting on Friday. So April the 3rd is our last day of the Renaissance Festival. We are having a jousting tournament the very following weekend on April 9th. But that's only just for the day, and you won't necessarily see us all in Renaissance clothing. It's all about the joust and about the sport of jousting.
Okay, great. And so we were talking about this earlier about which experience you guys have the best. I know you guys have a lot of great times, but tell me, I guess, one of your frightening experience or something memorable at the fair.
This happened recently at one of the events involving our full contact jousts, or jousters.
Right.
And the impact was so great that the lance splintered, and there was a rather large piece that was flying through the air end over ends, coming right at myself and the other members of the royal party standing at the dais, you know, observing this. And so I had to step back and reach my hand and try to deflect it before someone behind or beside me might have actually gotten hurt from
So you went out of character there?
What else would Robin Hood do? Nay, I would put my own self on line to protect others.
Nice, very nice. Okay, so, you know, thank you so much for coming out and meeting with us. It was great meeting you guys, and getting entertained by all of you was wonderful. Remember, guys, if you want to go ahead and go to the Sherwood Forest Faire, I do have free tickets here. You just have to email goodmorningtexas@yahoo.com. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much. You're watching Good Morning Texas.